Hello and welcome to my top 5 picks of the game week video, talking about game week 36 in the FanTeam Weekly Monster Tournament. It's an interesting one this week because it's your final chance to get a spot in the SCOF tournament. That's going to be played over game week 37 and game week 38. And for as little as £1.80, you could be taking away 100 grand. There's a £500,000 prize pool to be won for anyone I think that finishes in the top 120, 150. Madness sums of money involved. So yeah, I'm desperately trying to make a decent team this week to try and take away a nice chunk of cash. We got 6 fixtures to play with this week, including Southampton, Fulham, Brighton, West Ham, Palace, Villa, Spurs, Wolves, West Brom, Liverpool, and Everton versus Sheffield United. It's quite a difficult game week because there are some heavy favourites involved in those 6 fixtures, so they've been priced accordingly. So the likes of Calvert-Lewin, Mane, Salah, Kane, Son, they've all got very, very hefty price tags. So finding those cheap enablers is where the money's going to be made to try and get into that SCOF tournament. So let's get started. First up, I'm going to tell you about my game week 36 captain, and that man is Danny Ings. He's been priced at 10.4 million, and he's playing a Fulham side who have lost 6 of their last 7 games. He returned from injury on Tuesday night in a 3-1 win against Crystal Palace. Southampton looked re-energised with their talisman back in the side. He scored a brace and he had a man of the match performance and looked really, really good, fit and firing, not rusty at all. I like the fact he has an outside shot of the England squad as well, with a decent run towards the end of the season. 3, 4, 5 goals in the last 4 games. He'll be knocking at the door amongst the likes of Bamford and Watkins for that final forward spot. I like Danny Ings because he's what I like to call a stat buster. I talk about XG in my videos and in my articles every single week, but Danny Ings is one of these players that consistently outperforms his XG because he is a lethal finisher. So far this season, he has 12 goals for an XG of 7.95, and over the course of the last 2 seasons, he has 34 goals for an XG of 23. So you're looking at this Fulham game, he's going to get a couple of chances, 4, 5, 6 chances. He's lethal. So with 4 to 6 shots, he's going to put at least 2 away. And I expect a massive haul against this Fulham side who look to be just licking their wounds. They've been dead and buried for months, and they just look sorry for themselves, if I'm honest. And although Southampton don't have a lot to play for, Danny Ings is one of those players that you put him on a football pitch, he wants goals, and I see that happening in game week 36, and that's why I'm going for him as my differential captain. The likes of Kane and Salah have such easy fixtures. I think they're a little bit too obvious, so I'm going to go for Danny Ings. My first defensive pick of the game week is going to be Luca Dean. He's been priced at 10.1 million, and Everton are at home to a struggling Sheffield United side who again have already been relegated. This pick does come with a slight caveat, however, because I think 10.1 is quite expensive for a defender just to get a clean sheet, so you are looking for those attacking returns. And the reason there's a caveat is because when Luca Dean plays with Gylfi Sigurdsson and James Rodriguez in the side, he has 0 assists in 10 game weeks. However, when he plays with one or the other, or neither, he has 9 assists in 15 game weeks. So if we get news that James Rodriguez is unlikely to play, I think Luca Dean is insane value at 10.1 million. He's getting assists in 60% of his games from left back. Crazy, absolutely crazy. However, on the flip side, if both play and then you're getting 0 in 10, 10.1 million's an absolute waste of money. You might as well go for Seamus Coleman, who I think is in the low 9 millions. So it's a difficult one. Keep your eye out, but God, that Luca Dean with 60% attacking returns in 15 game weeks, that's something special. And then hopefully we hear news that Sigurdsson or James Rodriguez are not going to be playing in that game. I'm going for another stat buster next in Minson. He's been priced at 12.8 million this game week, and he's facing a Wolves side at home. The reason I like Minson is, again, he is unbelievably clinical in the same way that I like Danny Ings. In 6 seasons in the Premier League, Minson has 70 goals from an XG of 51. He's proven, you put him in front of goal, he's slotting it in the bottom corner. He's got ice in the veins, and he's one of the best forwards in Europe. He's truly an unbelievable finisher. The thing that I like about him as well, that combination with Harry Kane this season, they've been fantastic. Again, one of the best in European football. You put those two in the City side, the United side, Barcelona, Real Madrid, they wouldn't look out of place. Just unfortunately, they're in a pretty poor Spurs side, and we're likely to see that duo break up, unfortunately, because they're just not going to get Champions League football anytime soon, are they, at Spurs? They're only a few goals off the duo of Frank Lampard and Didier Drogba when it comes to combining for goals. Kane and Son, the amount of assists and goals they've combined for this season, fantastic. They've been sublime, haven't they? And the other thing I like about this matchup, Rui Patricio. When you compare the expected goals conceded for sides to the goals that they've actually conceded, Rui Patricio is the third worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. He lets in so many chances that he really should save. And, you've got lethal finishers in Kane and Son priced at 12.9 and 12.8 against a goalkeeper that is massively underperforming year in, year out for Wolves. So it's a match made in heaven for me. And if I can manage to get them both in my side, because that is a hefty chunk of money, I'm definitely going to do so because I expect some goals to be going in. Next up, I'm going to go for Jesse Lingard. He's played 13 games for West Ham now, scored 9 goals with 3 assists. However, the last 4 have been a little bit ropey. We were massively outplayed against Chelsea, and against Newcastle, Burnley and Everton, they sat deep. They attempted to frustrate West Ham, and at the end of the day, certain styles just don't suit certain teams, and teams that look to allow West Ham to have the ball, it's just not going to suit the Hammers at all. Much better on the counter-attack, as is Jesse Lingard. And against this Brighton side, who play a really nice possession-based style of play under Potter, I see West Ham having a little bit more luck, especially with Joel Veltman out with injury and Lewis Dunk out with a suspension. The other reason that I like the matchup is that in terms of the home form of Brighton against the away form of West Ham, Brighton only have 17 points in 17 games at home this season. Only 3 wins. They've been really poor at home, and I just can't put my finger on why that's occurred. And at the other side, West Ham have the 6th most points away from home with the 6th highest XG. So it really is polar opposites. And if there was a banker of an away win, hopefully, for my sake, it's coming West Ham's way this game week. And as I say, teams that look to play with a bit more possession, that really suits the style of play for West Ham. And Jesse Lingard, Ben Rama, Antonio on the break. I'm hopeful goals are coming. My final pick this game week is going to be a pick that I'm going to make a running theme. It's the defender that I believe is most likely to get a goal and a clean sheet. Last week I went for Lewis Dunk, who was 90% of his way to making me look like an absolute genius and also making me a lot of money on FanTeam. I had the double up of him and Sanchez in goal. So yeah, with those two in, I probably would have been looking at a couple of £100. And the Moran went and got himself sent off, didn't he? So that went well. If you want to back my dodgy punt, this week I'm going to go for Ezri Konsa at Aston Villa. I like the clean sheet coming his way because Aston Villa have only conceded 15 goals away from home in 17 games, which makes them the 2nd best defence away from home in the Premier League this season. Similarly, Crystal Palace really struggled to score at home and have the lowest XG in the whole division. Along with that, as I say, I believe he's likely to score a goal. He has an XG of way above 3 so far this season, which is above Tyrone Mings and either of the fullbacks. If you like the double up, potentially go for Matt Targett. He has a very high expected assists, just below 3, and he's priced at 7.1 million. So 14.3 million, you can get a pretty nice Aston Villa double up in defence that has assists and goals potential. And as I say, the clean sheet really should come their way against a pretty poor Crystal Palace side. And that is that for my Game Week 36 top 5 picks video. As I say, this weekend is our final chance to get a spot in that SCOF tournament. Life-changing sums of money up for grabs. 100k for the winner for as little as £1.80. Personally, I'm going to set myself up with lots of £1.80 teams this week, lots of different combinations just to try and get one ticket. Because, as I say, if you can get a ticket, get yourself in the top 100, you set yourself up for the Euros. Me personally, hopefully, if I win a little bit of money, get myself some nice decking in the garden, new barbecue, maybe a plasma TV on the wall. That'd be good for the summer, wouldn't it? Probably getting a little bit ahead of myself. Unlikely to even get a ticket. Not doing particularly well recently. I was half a point off winning cash last week, which is a bit annoying. All down to Lewis Dunk, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, hopefully these picks come good. I will mention, have filmed this on Wednesday night, so if any of my players get injured or suspended, let me off. Take it with a pinch of salt, and yeah, let's win some tickets in a bit.